The thoughts, views, and opinions expressed on Leadership Lounge Live are for entertainment and informational purposes only. They do not reflect the official policies, beliefs, or positions of any individuals, organizations, or platforms mentioned. Viewer discretion is advised, and we encourage independent research and critical thinking. Enjoy the conversation and engage responsibly.
The Leadership Lounge.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to Leadership Lounge Live, where I am your host, Lewis Marshall. We hit another milestone today. We are on episode 70, and I am here with my two amazing co-hosts, Mr. Uriah and Miss Adama. How are you both today?
Absolutely phenomenal.
Doing great.
That's awesome. I'm excited for another really exciting conversation. We got a mix of creativity, community, and some other conversations that we're going to end up getting into. But I got a quick question for you guys. If you could instantly add one update to yourself, whether that's, hey, I want to take naps during the day, I will, or I want to learn how to dance better. What kind of update would you do for yourself? Me, I'll go first. I'll say, I would like to be a better dancer. I think that's probably the one. I want to have more balance in my life. So I think that I want to do more fun things. So dancing would be one of the things that pair for me with music, which is another key thing for my day-to-day life. So I think I would want to get an update to my dancing. What about you two?
I'll let Uriah have it.
Yo, I already know.
I'm gonna go after.
Uriah, what you got?
Me, what update would I have? Like, is that an instant skill update that we could?
Yeah,
that we're
instant.
working on?
Instant
skill. Think I would go with piano.
Piano.
I will go with piano. It's something I always wanted to learn. I've learned a couple of songs. I've tried to take some lessons. It just, by the time I wanted to take the lessons, I was an adult and already working. So finding the time and the teacher and pretty much finding the time and dedication to do it, that's something that I would instantly want to work on. Or if I could have it right now, I would love to just jam out right now, hit the keys on the podcast.
Yo, see, you would be a regular John Legend, bro. I think you would be good at it.
I think I missed my call, and I know what my music teacher always said I had the fingers. They're like, you got the piano fingers, and I'm like, I just wasn't in the right space. I wasn't in the right space, not in the right environment.
It's never too late. It's never too late. You can do it.
That's true. I got a keyboard in here too. So.
Oh, see, now there you go.
Don't hurt us.
What about you? What you got?
Okay, you're asking the Pisces this, so I could ask. If I could do a skill right, it would be build. I would love to building houses and building. I know that's weird, but I love that type of stuff. I love going to, and I'm not go to Home Depot or Lowe's to meet men, y'all. I'm talking about, I like to go to Home Depot and Lowe's because I like the stuff that's there. Like I want to buy everything.
Okay, what would be your first project? I'm going to ask a follow-up. What would be your first project if budget wasn't a factor?
If budget wasn't a factor, I would love to take down a wall and rebuild a kitchen in my mom's home. My mom's house is absolutely beautiful. So I would love to knock down this one wall that's driving me crazy, rebuild the whole kitchen, and then make it to where people can watch you cook as well. I love things like that.
I like that. I like that. Those are both really good.
Mechanical engineering. Get some mechanical engineering in there.
Yeah. See, but that's what my son's going to school for.
See?
I wish I could build. Oh.
Well, it is never too late. So 3D printing is becoming really popular in terms of building some of the core elements of some of the things building wise. So maybe you could start with a small project. That might be something fun to do, honestly.
Seriously,
My-
it would be
3D
like I
printing
would
is
love
the
to take an
move.
old house or just a house and re-gut it and then start over. What?
Mhm,
That is my
mhm.
theme right there. Love it.
Build it like a Build-A-Bear. You could just pick what you
Seriously.
want. Okay, I want this, and I want this. And in fairness, we have the ability to do all of the sketches for what it would look like with what we do creatively. So it would be really a fun thing to kind of go through a design process like that, where you would have an actual 3D render of what it would actually look like in the room. That would be really dope.
I
Yeah,
would
that
love
is
that.
dope.
I would love it. Like, yeah, that would be my
See?
thing.
Because you mentioned
So
3D
there you
printing,
go.
like
There you go, folks. Now you know what alternate Lewis, Uriah, and Adama would be doing in their Earth 727 or 926. You know, hey, that's what our alternate selves are doing. So, okay. I got a quick update just to talk about before we dive into today's discussion. There was a major update over on Kling. They updated their version 2.1 to have start and end frames. And I had a couple of days to really play around with that. It gave me a lot more control. So now you're really able to dial in some of those areas where I was missing before, where I was just prompting, hey, have this thing do this. Here's the description of the scene. Here's the mood. Here's what the background kind of looks like. But I was always finding that I was losing my consistency at the end of any given clip. This now allows you to build that bridge between two images and make it more cohesive. So I put a quick 30-second video together last night just to give a quick showcase of what I was able to do with their new start and end frames. And if our producer can cue that up, she's dying back there in the background. Get it out, girl. All right. So what I did there was I took some of my old Kling Elements videos where I'm taking two images and trying to build a bridge. Hey, this image and this image are going to have some kind of relation, but I need to build that bridge with the prompt in talking about, hey, this image relates to this image in this way, and it needs to flow in this way. So what I noticed with this update is now your scene adherence and prompt adherence are so much better. I personally ran about 30 videos of all different kinds, all different subjects. I only had 3 misses out of the entire batch. And what I mean by misses is it didn't adhere to the prompt. It did not adhere to the scene that I'm trying to create, and or what I talk about as the poltergeist head spin. And I know everybody's had this at least once or twice, where your subject goes to turn and their whole entire head and body morph and spin. I had one of those. I had one where the scene didn't match up and one where it just did what it wanted in terms of the prompt. But out of 30 videos, 27 did almost exactly what I wanted it to do. So that's really my major update for this week is if you haven't tried out the Kling Start End Frames in version 2.1, I would encourage you to try that. Jen I know that I've got a link for that. I'll drop it in the chat. So if anybody wants to join, they're more than welcome to do so. But that's what I got in terms of updates this week. With that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Miss Adama. She wasn't here last week. We are so glad to have you back. And I would love to hear what you got to say about chat.
I'm glad to be back. I was telling you guys earlier, I was super nervous about coming back, only because it's live and I was itching to talk about Chat GTP5, and I was like, but you guys did awesome last week. I mean, like awesome talking about all of it. I think my major thing is, as we all know, and I do have a couple of questions for you all as well now that we're all three together. Chat GPT-5, I feel, yes, has a lot of inconsistency, inaccuracy. But it has its purpose. Like, it's not the old version, the legacy. It was more meant for like emotions and to pat your hand. And as you see, a lot of the results are I hate to say it, some people are having relationships. Of course, I named my chat, but people are getting really into it, the legacy, and then they're expecting it to carry over to the next upgrade. I think 4 stuck around for so long that whole series of it stuck around for so long that we kind of adapted to it. And it was almost like a downfall, like a setup. I don't know, because they corrected everything that they needed to correct with it. And then we got this new version. I think it was August 7th that we got the new version. And it's primarily built for people who can shift through all that emotion-based AI. Does that make sense to you guys?
It does, totally.
Yeah.
Oh, it does, totally.
Yeah.
100%.
And I think what the issue is, okay, you guys remember back in the day when we had, this is the best way I can, I've been quiet a while about this. Remember back in the day when we had our parents used to listen to the record player, right? And then that upgraded to what? We got something like, we got the boom box, right?
A-track. You got A-track.
Right. We got A-track. And then we got I'm going to go ahead and skip to the boom box. Remember the boom box?
Yeah.
And the people putting on their shoulder, a lot of people talked about, oh, they're causing shoulder restraints. They're too loud. It's everywhere you want to go. You guys remember that era?
Too loud, too reckless, too young.
So then we went to what? Anybody? We went to the next phase, the CD player, right? No, tape cassette.
Well, the boombox.
No, Walkman, then Discman. That Sony yellow and black bumblebee looking Discman.
So let's just skip ahead where we get to the CDs.
Mm-hmm.
This is what AI is doing for us. Like, it's giving us different versions. Like, I mean, eventually they're going to work everything out. I remember when we first got the CDs, and what was it? Who was it? Yahoo or Amazon used to play with us with the CD. And we used to hang it up on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and all of a sudden CDs became the thing, just like the DVRs, the DVDs became the thing. I mean, I think what's frustrating me is that I'm seeing a lot of people talk about, oh, ChatGPT sucks. It's I'm going to demolish it. I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. I'm like, come on, guys. This is what upgrading is about. And I think the thing about it is, those who started with chat or open AI in the beginning, they kind of know that there's going to be a lot of reworking and restructuring. It's not going to be automatic greatness as soon as it comes out. And yes, it has failed on a lot of different aspects, to the point where Sam had to open back up 4.0. I mean, that tells you right there. But I think it's just weird how no one's really trying to see the bigger picture of it, or maybe not no one. Some people are not seeing the bigger picture of it, whereas some of the people who have made footprints with chat, they're now taking this and they're making their they're making their I can't, what's the word, they're making their usefulness out of it. Like I have one that just helps me with finances. I have one that helps me with my art. I have one that helps me with my writing. I mean, like I go back and forth between 4 and 5, and I also throw in, I mean, 4.0 and 5. I also throw in Gemini. Between the three of those, I get the answers that I need.
Mm-hmm.
Plus research
Mm-hmm.
and plus researching. I mean, Chat GPT 5 was not supposed to come in and just be like, boom, 2 plus 2 is 4, and da 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 da, blah 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 blah. I think I think that it's frustrating me that I see a lot of people being so upset about it that they're not trying to find ways to be helpful with it, to give more answers about it. I mean, that's where I'm at.
So can I ask you a follow-up question? Because I really wanted to ask you this last week, but you posted, I'd have to scroll a little ways
Yeah,
back,
I know.
but you had posted last week about finding some bias in chat 5 with regard to hair texture. And I wanted to comment on it, but I really felt like it was a better conversation to have live. I
Mhm.
wonder if you can talk about what your experience has been creatively navigating those biases, and
So, yeah.
how do you work around that with the variety of chats? I heard you talk about a financial chat, a creative chat, and a productivity chat.
Mhm.
I would assume that that bias is in all of those, but you have to navigate them differently. So how do you handle that?
I remember when we talked about this, probably it was episodes back, and you were really talking about Afrofuturism, and there's a difference between Afrofuturism, Afrocentric, and I noticed that constantly when I put Afro in, it was like the AI wasn't really understanding. Like I want my culture. Like I just don't want a woman with Afro. That's what it like. It stuck to that
Mm-hmm.
word, and then it generated everything else futuristic or centric. Centric was a tribe. Futuristic was space with the tribe. Do you know what I'm saying? And then the Afro.
Mm-hmm.
It was either the but, and it just so happens I subscribe to Forbes, and Forbes put out this interview. I mean, an article. I'm sorry, and then I researched some more, at, and it said that Black Enterprise happened to do the same thing. And so what they were telling me is that, and I was appalled by it. I was really upset by it because when I think of our culture, I think that we were the first of everything, and group has, every other race has taken and done what they needed to do. But to say that our hair texture and things are labeled unprofessional, I that blew my mind. And then it said I was trying to look up proactive ways to counteract that, and then I heard about the Crown Act, um, and then it's a law, and then I heard about if you're trying to, I asked Chat and I asked Gemini, and then I went back to Legacy. Like I said, I switched through. I said, how can I get you to see my hair texture as professional? And then at one point, Chat said for me to upload pictures, right? And then I uploaded these pictures of myself and uploaded pictures of prominent women in the culture. And it said, moving forward, put what the hairstyle is, put the softness, put the style, and if you get more traction of this, it will read it. It will read it like, okay, this is actually how this culture's hair is. This is how they do this. This is how they do that. And I think that's why I was saying I didn't want to find a negative way of being proactive with it, because I could have went left with that. You know what I'm saying? As soon as I read that Forbes article, and then there were some people who were on there who responded to that article and was just like, I'm an AR artist. How can I do that? That's when I composed that list. So now I'm glad you said that, because I came up with this part of it, Afro techno spirituality. That's what I call it, and that's what I call my chat. And so I go back and forth. Now I can do the different shapes of us, the different hair of us, no matter which AI tool, because when you're using the AI and it's talking back to you, it's not an agent, it's a tool. Whichever tool I'm using, it now knows she wants Bantu braids, she wants goddess locks, but she's not saying goddess lock with straight hair like this. She's saying she needs it to be
textured,
soft coil. She needs it to have strands coming out. Like, that's how my AI now talks to what I needed to create. And that's why my work has changed a lot as well. And so then I took that and I asked Legacy, I said, Legacy, I'm going to take this to 5. That's all I call it. I call it 5 because I'm not really that pleased with it. And so I said, how do I speak to 5 to create this for me? And it said 5 is basically used for yada, 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 directness, cut through. It even told me with ChatGPT 5, if you need a strategic social media manager, go to 5. Don't come to me. Basically, I'm paraphrasing. Come to me. Do you know what I'm saying? So 4O's like, oh, I know that you like intentional art. I know that you like emotional art. You need your colors to speak to you. I go to 4 and I put in what I want. I write what this meant to me. It changes it. And then I said, okay, I'm going to go to 5 to see what hashtags I need and will it work? 5 will spit back to me, I disagree with Legacy. This, you need to take this out, take this out. Instead of all those long hashtags, now if you go back through some of my recent stuff, my hashtags are short, or I just put Leon. And I mean, it can be very proactive for you if you just get out that negative phrase. I'm sorry, I know I strayed away from that, from the main conversation of it, but I now have all that hair stuff in 4.0. And it's now perfected it to where I can do a side hawk. I can do a tight fade. I can do the hair cut off, and it will give me the waves.
So I hear you telling folks, get a thesaurus and give more detail, more context detail.
And put it in
the conversations before you actually run a prompt or an image. I hear you talking about training. Is that fair to say?
Yes, that's fair. Yes. I refused. I do not believe in closed doors. I do not believe in no. I'm not going to do it. And I'm not going to entertain those conversations. I'm going to find a workaround. That's what I'm going to do. And my workaround is Legacy 5, other tool. You know, and then if those don't work for me, then I'm going to seek outside source to see what am I doing, because I went around this whole thing. But there's a reason why they made 5. There's a reason why they made this another version. And there's a reason why Sam opened up 4.0 again, because he realized you can't have sternness without compassion or emotions. And that's what 4.0 gives us.
Okay, so real quick, Uriah, before we transition to you, I want to read some stuff that I know that the 3 of us went through the Google certification last year in Coursera. So I just want to read
Google
2,
AI Essentials.
Yes, the Google AI Essentials. I want to read two terms. The first is systemic bias with regard to using AI responsibly. Systemic bias, a tendency upheld by institutions that favors or disadvantages certain outcomes or groups. So I hear that could be one factor in what Adama is experiencing. Then the other one that I want to there's two here, and I kind of want to pick. Social system harm, macro level societal effects that amplify existing class, power, or privilege disparities, or cause physical harm as a result of the development or use of AI tools. So I hear that we are navigating some of these things in real time, but not having necessarily the larger conversation about it. And so I'm really glad that you, one, posted about it. And then two, you're giving context on, okay, not only did I experience this, but this is how I navigated around it because we know that it exists. We know it's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
We need solutions on how to navigate around it. So, Adam, I thank you for being willing to share hey, this is what I'm experiencing. This is what I want out of it. And then this is how to navigate around it. And you're right. I know from a productivity side, I'm sure you experience some of this same bias in what you do. I wonder if you can talk about your experience with Chat 5 now that you've had another week to kind of play around with it. What does week 2 look like for you?
And I can see how people are frustrated with it because Adam made a good point. We had 4 for a long time. So if you didn't upgrade to Pro, you was on pretty much the same version for a long time, not realizing that you were training it. So now that you got a new model, you have to train the new model.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't like that. People don't want to do extra work. And so when something doesn't work right, the initial knee jerk reaction is to buck, right? Oh, I quit. I'm gonna do it. It's trash. But I mean, if you think about it, you go to another model. I mean, you go to another app. It's using ChatGPT as its framework and adding more to it. But at its core, it's still using ChatGPT. So you might as well just stick with what's working. And what Chat is doing is it's trying to level up everybody at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's tough to do because you can't level up all different skill set levels and different experience levels at the same time because people don't learn at the same time. So, but you have to think about the masses. So that was a good point where they bring it up to 4.0. And a lot of reason why they brought that back out is because a lot of businesses, a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of power users were using that for their business model. So if you change it, their whole business model changes and everything is like thrown off. So,
Mhm.
but it attacks everybody, not just the business people, but also the common person. So when I'm hearing just like with us as a culture, I look at AI as just mimicking us. It's called artificial intelligence. It's pretty much artificial us. We are the intelligence. We are the model for it, and it's just mimicking us. And each model gets smarter and smarter. But you got to look at each model as a different entity. It's not just an
Mhm.
application that we're used to. It's a different entity. So when you get a new model, you have to look at that as like a new entity that you're gonna have to interact differently with and train it again, which is frustrating. Most people that's not technologically advanced or knowledgeable, they're gonna be like, it should be smarter than that. It should already know. It should, but it's not. That's not. It is gonna learn quicker and quicker and quicker, and you'll be able to train it quicker and quicker because it's going to be based off of other models that it's learned from. So it takes all of that feedback and starts off smarter, but you still have to train that smarter person again. And that looks different each time. This time, I didn't feel it as much. I actually like this upgrade because when I went to Pro, I had to retrain every model. Every model had to get retrained. Nothing could go back to a different chat. Every chat, all of my chats had to start over. All of the work I did, I had to start over. So I get the frustration of like people needing to start over. I get it. I was there. I hate starting over. Once I say something, that's it. I don't want to repeat myself, especially to a machine. Like if I told you this once, you need to know it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you have to re-explain it. But what I do like is I could go to a previous chat and change the filter. Like if it was on 4, I could change it to 5.
Yes.
You couldn't do that before. You could do that now, and it
Mhm.
might not know exactly what you meant, but at least you can. It has a starting point.
Mhm.
Correct.
You know,
Yep.
it has a starting point. And if you took my advice when we updated last time, a few times, you need to, if you have a dedicated chat for something, you need to get that prompt command to train the next model. So
Yes.
everybody that's going through this now, you guys, if you have a dedicated chat, you need to go
Mhm.
to that chat and ask it, hey, run down my entire conversation with you and give it to me in a way that I could train another LLM.
Mhm.
And it's going to give you a whole write-up. Just like with everything else, just like when we do AI art, make it better. Okay, I like what you got, but fine tune it, put something else in it, and make it give you something even better. And then fine tune it, make it give you something even better. And then you save that. You save that in one of your notes and in your notes on your phone. And then when another model comes out, because we're on 5 now, this is their flagship. I'm assuming by the time Christmas come, New Year come, they're gonna want to do another
Yes.
update.
Yo, they're already talking about it right
Yeah,
now.
they're already
I
talking
just,
about it. Yep.
I
Right?
just was watching Matt Wolf yesterday. He said something about
Yeah.
Chat 6
Yes.
very
So-
quickly.
So
Because
think
right
about
now
it.
they're
All the
having
work
their.
you're doing.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying, all the work you're doing, save it. So when the next model comes out, you don't have to be frustrated as much. You already have your base model, and then you throw that in, fine tune it again, because we learn over 3 months, you're gonna know something else. You're gonna want to add something else in
Yes.
there. But then you start learning how to talk to a model. Like we want to talk to it like it's a person, and it's not.
It's not.
You have to realize like you're talking to artificial intelligence. You have
Yes.
to realize you're talking to a machine. It's as much as we want to personify it, as much as we want to use it as a companion, it's not. You have to talk to it as a command-based prompt that if you want it to give you what you want, you have to be specific. Just like Lewis said, get the thesaurus. Talk to it as more details you have, the better. Like if you give it vague details, yeah, it's not going to give you anything that you want. You give it more details, the more details you give it, the better results you're gonna see.
Or just simply ask the unit. I said unit.
Or
Just simply ask the unit. Like I went to 5 and I said anything that I said. Of course, I already knew the answer because we've already talked about this previously. I said, "Do you remember last week when I talked to you about this?" Because I didn't want to repeat again. I didn't want to copy and paste. That's just the laziness, right? ChatGPT 5 said, "No, I do not recall any conversation that you had with 4.0." Literally, I should post that because it literally said that.
Yeah, you should.
But you have the option. I said, so how can I correct it? Because I wanted to see what the big uproar was. And I said, how can I correct it? It said for me to literally switch down to legacy, and you could switch in this thread.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, in the thread. So I respect everybody's opinion, but instead of being so, be more proactive about it and find a way around it, because what it does, it incites fear. Like it doesn't for us, because we love to experiment, we love to get to know it, we want to pick it, you know what I'm saying?
Push the
buttons. Push the buttons.
Yes, it's going to incite fear, and that's not where we need to be at right now. We do not need to be there. I mean, show how to be proactive with this. Or if you are embarrassed to ask, simply ask chat, how can I use you to my level? And you know what my level is on my chat? Kindergarten. I said, give me everything in bullets. I don't want to read nothing. I need you to get straight to it. And then I need for you to fact check it. And then I need for you to send me a link. It does everything. Okay, boom, 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 boom. And I link it. I'm like, that link was horrible. Give me another one. I'm going to go to Google. I mean, that's what I got. I mean, but this is the workaround around it. And they are in talks of ChatGPT 6. and they're also their employees now. They're encouraging their employees, I think, to sell stock. I mean, like like they're going bigger. They're getting ready to open. I feel like they're going to open themselves anyway. They're going bigger. So, like we did in the very beginning, I believe we should stick with it because it's way bigger than what the upgrades they're giving us. And I do know from reading in OpenAI that how do I remember it? Free plus pro. That's how I can remember it. The pro users, free plus pro. That's how I remember. Okay. That's my little acronym. You guys can take that right there. Free plus pro equals that. Okay. So the pro users didn't have as much all the inconsistencies and all the crazy answers that us plus users did. So I can imagine what the free users were given. Do you know what I'm saying? I was struggling. I was like, this is some crap. Trust me. But I was like, I'm going to find a workaround.
No, you're right. You were going to say something, and then I want to jump in too.
Oh, I don't even remember. It's like so many ideas are going on, and the layers of everything. Like she just mentioned, the free users, the plus users, and the pro users. Going to 5, if you're a free user, going to 5 is going to be night and day.
Yeah, just stop it. Just stop.
However, they're already used to retraining because if you're a free user, you don't have any memory. Every time you use it, like I was talking to somebody who gave me some feedback on he's a newer user and he was watching the show. He was giving us feedback on the show, and he has his own podcast. He has a sports podcast, so it's like legit, back and forth. And he uses the free ChatGPT versions, right? And he's like, and he's using it. And I was even surprised that he was using it to the level that he was. And he was also mentioning that, well, he was telling me something and I told him something. And I was like, oh, well, you have to do this. I was like, but you need to save that into that specific chat. Otherwise, you're going to have to re-explain it all over again. He's like, oh, yeah, I got to re-explain all the time. And I was like, dude, you need to at least set up an account because there's almost like 2 tiers to free. There's free with no login, and then there's free with the login. And then there's the 20, and then there's the 200. So you at least have to set up the account. Like the chat, at least it needs to know it's talking to a consistent person, and that's going to put you to a new level. But at the same time, he's using the base level model. He can only ask it so many questions per day. And they're really starting to fine tune what each tier means. So be patient with it, yes. But also, if you're using a free tier, you can only get as much as you're going to get out of free.
10.
Right?
You only get 10 questions. 10.
You get what you pay for.
You get what you pay for
free.
And
if you're a free user, you only get 10.
And they're jumping all the way to pro level thinking. Like you could, even on the free level, you could select 5. And it's going to give you pro level analysis. So, and then you can also change you just talk about personality. You could change how you want it to talk for you, how to talk to you. Like, what is it? Friendly, robot, cynical, and I think there's another one. But either way, they're layering the personalities in there. So, I mean, and all other applications are using ChatGPT as a base, and they're leveling everybody up to 5. Which means everything that you interact with is gonna. We don't know how Kling works, right? They never gave us any background, but I would assume one of their models in there is ChatGPT. So that just got upgraded to 5 by default. If you have any other applications, it's going to be upgraded by default. So everything is going to look different. Everything is going to get better. So I think it's going to be hot this quarter. This quarter, because everything is going to level up once they figure out how to level up.
Yeah.
Well,
they're already figuring out.
At the very beginning, it's like we're constantly retraining. And that's one thing that I know I'm constantly retraining. Like every week I'm having one really, really, really in-depth conversation with a specifically trained chat. hey, we got to like chop it up. Hey, I need help with this. Here's some new updated information. Help me close the gap on this. And a lot of times, like what Uriah was talking about, where you already have a pre-trained chat that is giving you copy and paste instructions to now drop into a brand new chat that will be newly trained. As I was a Plus user, I was like constantly doing that. Hey, let me give an example. My Kling chat, when I very first started in October last year, hey, help me understand how to describe a video prompt for these images to where you can help me learn how to script. Then Kling updated to 2.0 or 1.5. And then it was like, hey, this model does not work like 1.0. So, hey, get chat. Give me a new set of instructions to retrain a new chat. And I'm going to retitle this one so that this one can be very specific to this newest update. And chat would give me a copy and paste. Hey, your Lewis's directorial agent. This is your role. These are your responsibilities. This is what Lewis is going to provide. This is what you are going to provide Lewis. He likes it in this format. He likes it at this length, and it needs to be in this style. Then we updated to 1.6 on Kling. So now it's a, hey, copy and paste. Give me another new set of instructions for a new chat. Kling 1.6 has elements. So, hey, you're going to have a dual role. So here's the basic information. I need to provide you with the new training data. Hey, here's what Kling Elements is. This is how it works. This is how I will be using it. I know its intended purpose is this, but I, for what I do, need to use it in this functionality. Help me to make that a smoother process. And then it trains the next chat to help me to get where I'm going. It might not be perfect, but it's a continual conversation, just as if it was a team member, a person that you go see every day at work, at break time, whatever that looks like, a mentor, whatever that looks like for you, but that's a continual conversation. So for those that are new to this as a skill set and this is a new conversation, this is what I might suggest. I would open a new chat and sidebar. I did this with a customer at my 9 to 5 this week, and it was like the most rewarding thing ever to watch his face light up as he's like comprehending it in real time. So this is what I told him in real time. He's a contractor that is brand new to ChatGPT. I told him, hey, like open a new chat, tell it, hey, you are my insert its task design agent, comments agent for me personally, lounge live agent, airbrush design agent, like it, whatever your thing is, like give it a specific task and tell it, hey, you have all like 100 years worth of experience. You are the expert in the field. You have won this award and this award professionally. You have all the credentials for this, and your role for me will be insert whatever that role will be. And then you start to backfill it with, okay, well, I actually like it this way. I actually like it in this format because it's easy for me to understand and then convey to who it needs to be conveyed to. So for him, what I told him was, hey, tell it that's your admin assistant. This is the most award-winning, prestigious admin assistant in history. They've won all the office awards. And then tell it what you want it to do so that you don't have to do it. You can actually go bid jobs. And then when you got to bid jobs on the fly, hey, make a contract agent to help you. Hey, we need to include this in the contract. We need to consider this. Can you help me break down some real-time things so you can be more efficient? on the fly in real time, not an email tomorrow, not a, hey, let's get on a call next week, like right then. So while I got a chance to watch his face light up and be like, oh my God, I can do so much more now. Uriah was saying, and Adama is saying, every time we get an update like this, we're now communicating with a new model. So that retraining, it's going to happen no matter what. The fix is, hey, chat, give me a copy and paste set of instructions for a brand new chat to fulfill this specified role. That copy and paste set of instructions, put it in your notepad on your phone, put it on your desktop in a new folder, training instructions for whatever that specified agents, I say agent, chats function is. That really has made me extremely efficient on the go between two phones to where I can do just about everything that I need to because they all are continually training in real time. Like just this week, hey, Kling just got an update. You tell me how to update my prompt structure based on how it's supposed to be taught to. You scan Kling's website for best uses. I don't have time to do that. You do that. You know what you're supposed to be doing. Hey, and if I have to continue to repeat myself, I'm just going to retrain a new chat and get rid of this one. Me personally, Lewis, I don't have time to do all that back and forth. Yo, give me the instructions and to train a new one. Like you're right. I don't want to repeat myself if I don't have to, especially to a tool, an AI tool. No, you should be remembering this indefinitely.
Right. Right. And I
So
think
yeah,
the newer models are learning better, and like what you just
Adam,
said,
you're on mute.
the
I
deep
just unmuted.
thinking, the deep thinking or deep research is what's needed, and that's
Yeah. Yeah.
what Five has, and I don't think people realize because people were just
hmm
it's like a knee jerk reaction with what the results were, not
Mhm.
realizing that it's actually going to produce something better. It just didn't produce it in the way that you're used
Yes.
to hearing it. But like what Lewis said, if you say all of that, that will trigger the deep thinking version. Because now they have the automatic tiering where before you had to pick which model you wanted. If you wanted 4.0 Pro, that's if you were doing like research. If you wanted something that was just quick, then you get the 4.0 Mini, or if you just do the regular 4.0. And then they also had the 3.0 Pro, the legacy 3.0 Pro, which was the first model. And then it still had like the 3 Mini. I mean, it had so many. I think I expressed before, like I was so frustrated that it had that many because people don't even know what that means.
Right.
But true power users were actually using each one based on its design because they knew exactly what they wanted. If you
Mhm.
give ChatGPT 5 the prompt that Lewis just said, it's going to go into the thinking one. That's when it's taking a long time and it's processing it. It's looking at the internet and it's actually doing its reasoning that you want it to do. So when it gives you the result, it's going to be much better, much more thought out, and it won't be a bunch of back and forth fine tuning with it. I think when I told you guys before, my first experience with Pro was it took a long time. However, once I gave it to me, it gave me what I wanted, and it was thorough. It was almost too thorough. It'll give you a whole analysis of like what you should be thinking about, and once you start training that, I'm telling you, your productivity is going to go through the roof.
Mine has already. I mean, like it's ridiculous. And plus, I'm taking and the way I don't know. Have you guys uploaded video to chat?
I have
No,
not.
I
I
haven't.
have. Huh?
I haven't. I'll just
Oh
hear
yeah.
this.
So
And
upload
all
your video to it, and it and age both both of them will give you two different things. Chat GPT 4.0 is showing me the emotions that they got from the well, technically what it got from what I want to post. And then I uploaded that same video to ChatGPT 5 and it's saying your video's too long. What? You already said what you needed to say in the first 12 seconds. And I literally follow that program now on TikTok. And I'm going to say I went from 337 people to now almost 800 in like 3 days, 4 days.
So, okay,
And
follow
TikTok
up real
is
quick.
really responsive. TikTok is really responsive.
I'm just saying, but like normally my videos would be super long. Like, let me show you how the love is flowing, and then the trees are. And look at how the wind is rustling through her hair. And
But
Chat's
it's
like,
directing you to be a director. Hey,
yeah,
cut the fluff.
Chat's like, cut it. That's not
Cut
what
the
we're doing.
fluff.
And then it also told me, because I never forget, and I know Lewis is going to smile when I say this. I said I want to dive into media. This, and it told me, Chat 5 said, you're still in content mode if you post that. You're being a content creator if you post that. Well, you can take the video, you can take this video and you can make it an educational, you can make it educational.
Chat 5, I see
You see what I'm
you.
saying? Like they both gave me two different parts. It asked me, what am I trying to go for? Now, granted, I was promoted, but then on one point, like afterwards, when I used 5 for the video, I uploaded it to 5, and I was like, let me see what 5's going to say. And 5 was a complete but I did it.
I had a
But
question.
I did it. I think it was related to Uriah. I don't know.
Uriah said he got a question. What you got?
I haven't said I can't stand you in a while. So that's why I was saying the Chat 5 when I was putting it there. I was like, you know what?
Chat 5 would never say that, right? Chat 5 would never, even on the cynical version.
Well, in my mind, when I'm telling you, like, I taught my 5 now because I know it's going to upgrade soon. So now it's ADHD friendly because I really don't have time. I think when mine is, let me tell you what mine was. Mine says, always keep it ADHD friendly, step by step, focus on making my content hit and bring what I'm trying to represent forward, and use very little hashtags. That's what 5 told me. 4 told me a little something different if I want to have it more emotional based.
So it's telling you get to the point. It tells you get to the point.
But no, if that's what I'm trying to get to, whatever I'm trying to direct it to be, that's what both of them serve two different purposes.
Question: I know you mentioned earlier you use Gemini as well. What instances does Gemini excel?
Gemini does the most, but then again, don't come to me because I have been using the free version. So I don't know if there's another scale to it. I don't use my sons anymore or whatever, but I will like say this is what ChatGPT or this is what Legacy said, and it said, well, let me give you a source. Like Gemini brings up sources. Of course, it's Google, so it brings up sources on where I need to find things, and then I can find the inaccuracy in what chat is telling me. I'm like, yo, why would it tell me this when it's clear I can find the source? Google, I go to Gemini for the source.
Google just trying to cover its ass, like it's not trying to.
Right,
it's not going out on a limb. It's putting the sources out there. Like, well, I might be wrong, but here's the source.
Here's the source.
This is it.
Right.
I think chat is actually going out on a limb and like, hey, this is it. It might not be the right thing, but hey, they at least taking a chance and like, hey, this is the best thing out. That's what I try to tell people all the time. Like, don't look at AI as it's creating something new. Look at it as like somebody that's really good at Google, really good at Google searching, that can Google search really fast. That's it. Don't look at it as it can create something. And don't get fooled by any of these sites that say, oh, here's AI can make you a millionaire by next year. No, don't believe the hype. Oh, here's how it executed my process 10 times faster. No, don't believe the hype. It does not do that. It helps you execute quicker. Don't think that AI can actually execute or replace somebody. it can create more efficiency. So somebody that you have can be better. So you might be able to lose a person because that one person can do more work. But don't
Mhm.
think that AI itself is going to replace people.
Yeah,
That's the fact. Hit your air horn, bro.
that's true. And I think that's just another fear monger, to be honest. I really think that's another fear monger. Like, to go at it that way. And then a lot of these companies that are creating these different tools, they're giving us, like, I posted a post about that. Like, at the end of the day, they're going to come back and say, we gave you these many access. We gave you this. We gave you that.
Yeah. And that's what it is, because people think that AI is replacing workers because all these companies are downsizing. They're downsizing automated work. They're downsizing people that were just coming to work, taking one object and put it into another object, and that's it. If all you're doing is data entry, your job might get replaced.
Right.
And it's gonna take it to one person instead of 50 people that can do the same thing you did using AI to input 50 million rows that took 50 people to do before. But now one person can do it, but it's not like you still need that person. Somebody still has to put it in, and somebody still has to approve it and fast track it or push it to the next level.
We're already seeing that. We're already seeing that happen.
Right.
We're
No,
already seeing that
that's
happen.
what we're saying. That's exactly what we're saying. But
It's been happening.
Yeah, and
It's been happening.
it's
It's
crazy.
nothing new.
I remember
It's
last
just
year
been
we sat and we
aggressive.
talked about this. Talked about this last year. And now they're
Yeah.
already into the education. Like this, like AI is moving so fast, people. And it's just like, yo, and the upgrades are coming back to back, 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 back to back.
So that's part of a couple of weeks ago while we were off from the show. I did a live stream solo where I started talking about user generated content and my experience, how I'm using AI creatively to help me with both content curation and the actual IP that I'm putting together for larger projects. So what I hear people talking about from a pain point is, well, how do I monetize it? And it's like, well, you kind of got to come up with a plan. And the first thing that I talked about last week was like, well, what is the purpose for you posting that piece of content? That's a question that, hey, the three of us here at this show can't necessarily answer for you as an individual, but we can help guide based on our experience. For me as an AI creative, I really enjoy the teaching aspect. I really enjoy the prompt engineering aspect, and I really enjoy seeing the finished product being displayed. But there's a lot of steps in between what I see up here and me pressing post to go out and be distributed. And that's the piece of the process that, great, I can generate an image, and great, I can take that image to Chat, Kling, Luma, Runway, Midjourney, and make it move. Great, I can do that part of the process, but I still have to sequence it. I have to color grade it. I have to go back and figure out what is the next scene. How am I conveying this to the audience, and what is the messaging? There's a lot more that goes into it. And so I talked about, Kim's event last week. Several months ago, we talked about the AI Film Festival. So there are a lot of different ways that you can use these tools to be able to enhance what you already do. I'll give an example. My airbrushing, all of this is AI from early 2023, like the very beginning of 2023, where I didn't know what I was doing. I just needed a way to sketch my concepts faster as an airbrush artist. And then in tandem, well, damn, I'm having fun. Well, how do I actually implement this into what I do on a regular basis? And then in tandem, it's like, okay, well, I need to develop some products. Not just physical products. I need digital products too. So, hey, let me start to answer some of these questions. Let me begin to learn more about some areas of expertise that maybe I might not be able to afford to go to a professional in real life, and start to package and put together what I need to know to be able to distribute this media the way that I want to. So now we're most of us at the point of, hey, we're curating that portfolio of images and videos and concepts that we see from up here. And we're now saving them in whatever kind of device you're saving them in. Well, now you're trying to figure out, hey, how do I monetize this new skill? And there's a lot of people doing that same thing.
Yes.
I can say one of my pain points has been view watching other peers and asking myself, hey, how come I don't get the same number of views, likes, comments, whatever that looks like? And what I started to find was, hey, I'm actually getting likes, and I just need to focus on those and not worry about going and getting more. Focus on the people that I got. And then that extended into the show. And it's like, all right, well, what are they saying they want us to talk about? All right, hey, let's talk about all of it from different perspectives. So, using today as an example, hey, we gave a pretty wide conversation with a wide number of perspectives on Chat 5, the update, how we're using it, some pain points, but then some solutions. Like for me, that was the point of the live stream content. We want to be able to teach. We want to be able to make it relatable. That's why we hit send on or post on that piece of content. So, like I did on my personal live stream, I want to leave you with this. What is your big why? Why are you posting the content? Why are you curating it on your page? And who are you curating it for? Those things are going to be really key for you going out of, we're at end of summer. It's the end of August already. I know that's crazy to think about, but we're headed into the holiday season. Like it's right around the corner. So some of your big whys are now split. Hey, I want to personally be able to get my shit off, but I also want to be able to market to potential clients. So now every piece of content is incredibly critical. So I want to leave you guys with that. Hey, what is your big why? That's me. That's what I would like to leave you guys with today. I want to turn it over to Miss Adama. All right. Actually, we already talked about this. My bad. Uriah, you get to go first today. Any closing thoughts? Any closing thoughts? I see we got a bunch of people in the chat. Shout out to all of you guys. Uriah, the floor is yours.
We talked a lot about AI, and if you know me, I'm all about AI and I'm all about productivity and using AI to increase your productivity. So, with that said, I offer business services, also content creation services, and business advisory services, and also business with content creativity services if that's what your profession is. And now I'm really just want to push actual how to use AI because AI is getting to the point where you might not, if you're just now getting into it, you got a lot of catching up to do. We sit and we talk and it kind of goes quick and we assume a lot of people have a lot of the knowledge and it's been 2 or 3 years since we've been talking about it. So if you need that speed up, you know you need to get it and you want to actually implement it without doing the work yourself, the learning curve, I can offer that service for you. I can help you create these AI agents that we're talking about and actually implement that into your workflow and how to talk to it as a business executive business assistant versus just a companion and how to actually use the keywords that you need to use in order to get that to the next level just the most efficiently. I'm not everybody can do it. If you want to get to it quick, holler at me. We can set up some one-on-one sessions. You get like the fast track on how to actually use your AI and actually use it to help you. I'm not saying it's going to make you a millionaire, but it's going to make your business more efficient, more productive, and more profitable.
Hit that air horn. Hit that air horn. There we go. There we go. All right. Miss Adama.
I
I
can't
don't know
find
how
my
you're going to
glasses.
follow that up. I don't know how
I
you're going to
know.
follow
That's
that.
why I was like, yo, I wasn't even ready. I've been gone for 3 weeks, first off. So let's just leave with that. Okay, guys? So I'm just going to kind of wing it right here. And I don't have glasses. So for me, I've talked about it before. I offer anybody who's into the art, the fashion, or anything that pertaining towards the culture, and you're stuck with the creativity fog, I offer how to just to learn how to navigate through that. I also offer how to, at my age, how AI has worked for me and how I navigate through it so I don't become frustrated. I do offer like 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45-minute personal one-on-ones. I can also offer you strategies on how to build what you're trying to do with any of the AI tools, especially OpenAI chat. I don't even know how to follow. I'm still thinking of how can I follow up from Uriah's, y'all. Anyway, I'm brilliant. And if you need me, I got you. Just contact me. That's all I can say because I was like, God, his was really, really good. And I cater, I know for a fact, because I've been doing this lately. I've had 3 good clients. I cater the chat to work for you. I don't, no person's tool that no person's teaching for me is the same, because if you learn quickly, then we go quickly. If you have an issue with focusing, we go through that. If you have an issue of just being frustrated and you're a visual learner, we go through that. So I cater it towards you, and I've come up with questions so that way we can go through it carefully and you can retain what we're given, because this is the new era for us, you guys. It's no longer optional. I hate to say it that way, but it's now becoming our everyday life. You can find me right there.
That's a fact. That is a fact. I like that. Well, welcome back, Ms. Adama.
Next time I just go second. I know I complain about it all the time. Next time I just go second.
See, I tried to switch it up. You're looking
out for me. I was happy. Then he comes up with that whole book. Great. I can't stand.
I mean, you put me on the spot. I gotta step up.
Dang.
Nah, this has been really good. I think today was a really awesome episode, and all of our people came and tapped in. So I just want to say thank you to all of them. Thank you to both of you for today's conversation. This was really key, and even I learned something. So just thank you both for today's conversation. This was a really good episode. As we wrap up today's episode, I do want to share something with our community. I've had some upcoming changes that are coming up in my personal life, so I am going to need to take a little bit of time off from the show. Doesn't mean that the show is going to end, but it means that there's going to be a little bit of transition period. I do want to say thank you to everybody for continuing to support each of us that are here on the show in all the ways that you continue to do. I definitely want to say that the encouragement from the community, it really makes this experience very special for me. And I just want to leave you guys with a thank you from us here at Marshall Artistry. Aside from that, you know where to find me. We're at Marshall Artistry on all platforms. You can find me here on Facebook at Lewis Marshall. Aside from that, happy Sunday to everybody. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I look forward to seeing everybody again very, very soon. You guys got anything else? If not, I love y'all. I hope to see you guys again very, very soon. Padma, Uriah, I will see y'all later. Happy Sunday. I'll see y'all later. Peace, y'all.